we go. Wait, take.
He's got Ben Troop at the 15, at the 10, hurdle the man, spins to the 5. Oh my, still on his feet, still pounding to the goal line. He's gonna
score! Happy Halloween, boo. My bad on the technical difficulties. No weddings in the fall here tonight, bringing our Halloween edition in between week 8 and 9. A lot to go over. Let's welcome in our co-host, the man of the hour, Ben Troop. Welcome into the studio.
Commish, always a blessing to be on with you. Yes, we got a lot to get to, a lot of things going on in the world of college. Pros, people talking trash, players getting bitched, America's team. We get to talk about the real America's team, not that team out of Dallas. We don't waste our time with them. But Commish, man, always good to be with you, man. And listen, you can do what you want to do in the spring, you can do what you want to do in the summer, you can even do what you want to do, right? In the autumn, and when it comes to the fall, we don't play that. We don't do that. And to that guy, once again, we got a guy who I saw a couple of moons ago saying, "Hey, man, this getting married in the fall stuff ain't that bad." Somebody should have had some. Somebody should have came through with the baby powder, sprinkled on their hand like this, look like, and they should have said, he should have said, "What's that?" And he should have had a handprint right here on his face. That's out of love, though. That's out of love. But this is the latest edition of No Weddings in the Fall, man. You can do what you want to do. Just don't get married in the fall. We married to the game. I'm just saying. Keep it simple.
He said, "What the 5 fingers say to the face?" Indeed. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, do us a solid. Hit subscribe, hit like, throw a comment in. We appreciate it. Hit the notification bell as well. Little things stopping you from doing it. Big things popping for us when you do. Go to Underdog Fantasy. Use the promo code TROOP. We'll double that deposit up to $100. Lots of great fantasy games to play, so make sure you go check that out. And if you're looking for some championship bling for your fantasy champion, look no further than Pro-Am Belts. All right, well, we talking about it. Let's get the week on repeat. All right, so a little lackluster I felt with the college this week, but let's talk about, of course, it was a lot of beatdowns, obviously. The U taking it to FSU.
Beat them. We took them to the woodshed. People like, "Hey, man, this could be a trap game for Miami." No.
You called it out. We talked about it last week. Definitely not a trap game for the Canes. But let's go to the first beatdown. The number 1 Oregon Ducks going against the 20th Fighting Illini, 38-9. Oh my goodness. What'd you think of this one?
Big time build up for a big time beat down and let down if you are the Fighting Illini. Now, everybody was talking about, I'm trying to tell you, man, Oregon ain't as good as people say they are. Yes, they are. Dylan Gabriel, I'm telling you, he's not that good. Yes, he is. Dan Lanning, man. I mean, I think he's overrated. No, he's not. He's going to be on everybody's wish list depending on who get fired at the end of the year. But Dan Lanning said before the season, I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to be in Eugene, Oregon. Right, this is where I'm gonna be at. I'm not going to the east. I'm gonna stay right here. Like Nike's right there. They go Nike across the street. But Oregon is letting everybody know, man. Listen, y'all see that number 1 by their school. When you start thinking, man, I think they just put that there. Have to play them. That offense is legit. And I think the Fighting Illini just ran into a buzzsaw. Do I think that Oregon is that much better than Illinois? Yep. And it could have got uglier than that. Yes. They called the dogs off late, but shout out to them Oregon Ducks who everybody want to talk about Georgia. Everybody want to talk about Ohio State, for which we're going to get to, or Texas, these teams in the SEC, Penn State and all that, which we'll get to. Oregon is saying, while y'all sitting there worried about them, we doing us. We ain't worried about none of y'all. We got a different uniform every day, every Saturday if we want to. But shout out to them Oregon Ducks. They might be the most dangerous team because everybody talking about, hey, man, is their defense good enough? Just play them. If you're not going to play them, shut up. And if you do got to play them, be respectful because they coming for everybody. Guess who don't got to play them Ducks? I don't know if Colorado got to play them. They better hope they don't. But shout out to Dan Lanning and the Ducks beating the Fighting Illini. If the Illini's fight, if it's the Fighting Illini, they got the hell beat out of them on Saturday. That was not a fight. That was Mike Tyson versus anybody he fought back and did to knock him out. But shout out to them Ducks, man. I always make jokes about Oregon. But when they get it done, they get it done, and they get it done right now. Shout out to them.
He said the fighting Illini was the Glass Joe. That was like the first dude on Punch Out, Glass Joe.
And listen, Mike Tyson Punch Out was the greatest. I mean, Mike Tyson history got a guy that was doing a little dance before he hit the ground. It was the uppercuts was deadly in Mike Tyson. When you get caught with uppercut, over with.
Bink. Little Mac, that was the guy. Love it. All right. Let's go to the next one. Number 8 LSU versus number 18 Texas A&M, 38-28 LSU. What'd you think of this one?
Brian Kelly is reminding people, the head coach of LSU, that he can still coach. I know we made it all about Texas A&M was proven to be a contender this year. Been able to, out coming in with one loss. LSU, the same LSU team, we probably should have lost to South Carolina. They're proven to, because they're no longer divisions in the SEC. You just got the SEC, the top 2 teams going play in Atlanta. LSU look really, really impressive. Like I said, this is the same LSU team that has if you was on the defensive coaching staff of 2023, you were elsewhere in 2024. They got rid of everybody in the defensive staff room. But LSU is showing Texas A&M, look, man, I know y'all got all money. I know y'all trying to rebuild after Jimbo Fisher. Y'all ain't beating us. I know y'all having a good year. Y'all want to have a great year? Not happening. So shout out to LSU, Brian Kelly, who first year as a head coach at LSU went to the SEC championship game, got a Heisman Trophy winner, known as this bum named Jaden Daniels. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Yeah, he was at LSU last year as a Heisman Trophy winner. But yeah, man, LSU is keeping pace because it's going to be 12 teams in the playoffs. Everybody's not going to go to a championship game. LSU is trying to vie for one of those spots. Because everybody ain't going to be undefeated, a 1, maybe 2 loss team. Shout out to LSU. Texas A&M still having a good year. But LSU had to show them, hey, listen, we ain't new to this. We true to this. And there's a guy from Philly named Meek Mill. He got this, he got a song called Levels. It's levels to this. So Texas A&M, nothing but respect for y'all. But LSU told y'all, listen, if y'all little brother to Texas, y'all definitely little brother to us. So, yeah, shout out to them boys. Shout out to them boys from Baton Rouge.
Yeah, but big game for LSU. So,
huge.
Yeah, excited to see them versus Georgia, see how that plays out in the SEC championship. Ohio State versus Nebraska, 21-17. What'd you think of this game?
Okay, listen, Dylan Raiola. Dylan Raiola is the starting quarterback from Nebraska. He looks like Patrick Mahomes. He dresses like Patrick Mahomes. He got a haircut like Patrick Mahomes. His name is Dylan. He's not Patrick. I'm just saying, his name is Dylan. Here's the thing about Dylan Raiola. I remember when this young man came out in 2024, I think he was ranked like the number 1 quarterback in some people's publications, was supposed to go to Georgia. Told Georgia, listen, I think he committed to Georgia, then decommitted from Georgia. Because I think he got some ties, the Matt Rule or the offensive coordinator. Raiola threw some bad picks. They could have beat Ohio State. But shoulda, coulda, woulda, never did anything. Ohio State said, look, Coach Ryan Day, he got lucky. He got lucky. But I will give it to Ohio State. They said, look, we got 1 loss. We're still trying to be in the conference championship game. Got a big one this week. But Dylan Raiola, man, look, he even do the thing. Patrick Mahomes do this thing before the game. He run up to the crowd and he jump up in the air. He does it exactly like Patrick. Problem is, his name is Dylan. Dylan, listen to me. I know that Patrick, listen, and I'm going to say this too. People can get mad. Patrick Mahomes is the best player in football. He has no swag. I don't care. I don't care what no one says. No, none. Ain't nobody going in there saying, give me the Patrick Mahomes mohawk. What, a mohawk? Yeah. No. But good game, though. Nebraska came out of losing, and Ohio State is showing, hey, we're going to see, though, because Ohio State, they'll let you down. Ryan Day, I know I talked about Dan Lanning is on everybody's wish list. Ryan Day don't win this conference championship. He's going to be on the hot seat with somebody else to pick him up. But shout out to the Ohio State boys getting it done. And like I say, Nebraska, Matt Rule talking about, hey, man, we got to go at Matt Rule. Had 1 win a season at Baylor, stunk it up with the Carolina Panthers. Now he signed another deal. This dude makes money from not coaching with. We in the wrong business, commission. I'm just saying. But shout out to them boys. Shout out to the boys from Columbus, Ohio.
No, we definitely in the wrong business, believe that. Let's go to I was gonna move on to NFL, but there was a couple of games I guess I missed in my little look-see that that were actually pretty close and maybe shouldn't have been. There was two of them, Texas versus Vanderbilt 27-24 and Penn State 28-13 over Wisconsin. What do you think of those?
Let me tell you this. This is what they said. This is not your grandfather's Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt be playing, man. This ain't the Vanderbilt that just goes quietly into the night. Texas is real quick. Texas is like, hey man, ain't y'all the laughing stock of the SEC? Well, that used to be us. What y'all do now? We make other people cry. And Texas had to scratch and claw to win too. This was not no, hey man, Texas coming off a big loss against Georgia. They're gonna do some get back against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt said, hey bro, you know what Vanderbilt and Tennessee have in common? They both beat Alabama. But every team in the state of Tennessee beat Alabama. Who beat them first? That would be Vanderbilt. Yep, they beat them first, and then Tennessee beat them. So Texas thought, hey man, I think we got a shot against the Vanderbilt boys. I mean, it was closer than I thought it would be, but I'm more impressed at Vanderbilt. Texas is a good team. I get it. They got Quinn Ewers, they got Arch Manning. They got the burnt orange. They got Matthew McConaughey. They got the money. They got the whatever. You better be lucky, man. They almost called an L. And guess what? It wouldn't have been big news either. Why? Because Vanderbilt already beat Alabama. It wouldn't have been big news. This would have been another win. And if you mention Penn State, Coach John Franklin, look, if Penn State ever gonna do it, this better be the year. Because if not, people gonna say, man, they're gonna have a good off season. They're gonna have a good recruit class. They're not gonna beat Michigan. They're not gonna beat Ohio State. So that was a trap game, but they find a way to get it done. And for those of you who want to know, Wisconsin and Nebraska, they in different states. They got the same colors, just red and white. Just one got an N, one got a W. It's the same. If Wisconsin bus ended up in Nebraska and Nebraska's bus ended up in Wisconsin, they can still play the game. Well, who cares? It's the same. You know what I'm saying? Red everywhere. But shout out to them Nittany Lions. Keeping that playoff chances alive. Like I say, they are part of the top heavy Big Ten, that being Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State. But Penn State, I know they got the zombie land or whatever they call it, where everybody wears white. We're gonna see how y'all play against them boys from Columbus, because Brian Day loses to teams like Iowa. He'll lose to a team like that. He ain't losing to Michigan State. And listen, and Michigan State got the breakthrough off about Michigan, but they got in a fight. People say, why would they do that? Because if you're going to beat me up during the game, I'm going to try to beat the hell out of you after the game. And I know I'm in college. But shout out. But it was some good games that wasn't on the radar. But we got some big things coming up this week. But, hey, man, college football, keep doing your thing. Vanderbilt, listen. They already bowl eligible. I think they're 6-3 or whatever they are. They might already have no games to get the bowl game. But Texas, y'all better stop playing. Y'all, all right. Vince Young and Matthew McConaughey and all these fake Texas fans all of a sudden. Man, y'all ain't Texas.
Oh, they come out the woodwork. It's just the winning.
Fresh out the pack. I said, when you got a jersey? I just got it. No, you just bought a brand new jersey. You're not a Texas fan. Get out of here. Give me an old school. It got rips in it. Supposed to have a big R at the bottom. Russell's supposed to have made your jersey. I respect those people.
Love it. All right, let's go to the NFL. Got to start with the Commanders game. Bears at Commanders, 18-15. Obviously, the Hail Mary at the end of the game. I mean, you can't. I've seen all over social media. I forgot his name. The guy teasing.
Stevenson.
There you go. He's teasing everyone, having a good old time, and he's the cause of the catch. It's just really ironic. But I think the message to me I got. First of all, I respect Caleb Williams and where he's going, but I don't think he's there yet. Jaden Daniels is definitely there yet. And if you don't walk away from that game feeling like the Commanders right now, I feel like one of those just every year it's one of those teams of destiny. If you ain't feeling that, there's something wrong with you. So what'd you think of this one?
Listen, in the words of Dennis Green, Coach Dennis Green, former head coach of the Vikings, we are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. Yeah, you had them. You had them, right? Caleb Williams comes down for a late drive. We're number 1 versus number 2 in the 2024 draft. 2 former Heisman Trophy winners. going at each other, and all of a sudden, listen, everybody want to talk about the Hail Mary. It's the play before that. If you don't let them get those yards, he gonna run out of real estate. People like, what you mean? I don't know how many people can throw a 70 yards. So if you protect the sidelines and you don't give up that play before, that's how you get in the end zone. Tyreek Stevenson, good God. Tyreek, look, we got cameras everywhere, bro. Like, literally, look, now, do we talk trash to the fans? Yeah, but there's cameras everywhere. Here's the thought. If you're going to talk trash to the camera, stand towards the offense and just look that way. You are so into it. You got your back turned. It's like you turned around. The fans was pointing. And you were like, what y'all pointing at? Oh, shoot. They running towards me. Then you did the Cardinals. When it comes to Hail Marys, if you're on defense, one rule, knock it down. Don't knock it up. Don't knock it back. Don't try to pick it off. Don't try to be the hero. Tyreek Stevens, number one, you're dead wrong for having your back turned. That's number one. Number two, you knock the ball up in the air. And here's the thing. Why knock a ball up in the air and look where it goes? What type of play is that? I'm going to knock it up in the air and look at it. Oh, okay. Touchdown. And now, because everything is social media, it's time stamped. Everything want to go viral. You went viral for the wrong reason, young man. I know you played at the U, you know. And look, I get it. But do yourself a favor. Don't talk trash to the game's over. Don't talk trash to the game. And if you're going to talk trash to the player. Dude, it's a sad life. You're talking trash to a bunch of people that got to go to work in the morning. And now, these people going to be like, I don't know what he was talking to. What? Because they didn't show who you was talking to. They showed you was talking to them. Game over. Jaden Daniels. The legend of Jaden Daniels only grows. And Caleb Williams is like, you had one thing, Tyreek. And I think he spelled the T-Y, the R-I-Q-U-E, not like Tyreek down there in Miami with T-Y-R-E. Either way, his name is Tyreek. His last name is Stevens, and he played for the sponsors of the Midway. Yeah, well, that was the longest day of your life. I mean, it's only one loss, let's get it. But Jaden Daniels, like you said, the commissioner, he is him. You look up him in the dictionary, and Jaden Daniels keep popping up because he's him. Right now, he got the Commanders not only win the game, they first in the division. Tell them the Eagles, what's so hard about this? We just found a way to get it done. But and here's the problem though. The 3-man rushes. No, dude, give a 4-man rush. Don't let them just run around. Montez Sweat is the best defensive end and rush guy for the Chicago. When he was doing what Anthony Richardson did, he was taking a play off. He needed one. Give me one. He on the sideline. So for the game on the line, best pass rusher is on the sideline drinking Gatorade. But that's why you lose. Shout out to the Commanders. I don't even know what a Commander is. I still don't. It sounds like an X-Men character. I don't know. But they got the win. Shout out to the Commanders. And Chicago, hey man, good game, but bad execution when it came to the freaking Hail Mary. Bad on everybody's part, especially Tyreek Stevens.
That was embarrassing, bro. Period. And like I said, Jane Daniels and that whole Commanders team is feeling real nice right now. All right, let's go. Jets at Patriots. Something I thought was going to be a snore fest, a little higher scoring than I thought. 25-22 Patriots. We've been talking trash about this Jets team for a hot minute, but what do you think of this debacle?
No, we've been saying this. We said, okay, Robert Seeley, he's gone. Head coach is gone. Can't blame it on him. You brought in Devontae Adams. Yes, he lost the first game against the Steelers. Then he's talking about how I got to be the vocal leader. This defense for the Jets is not 2023 at all. Like they can't stop people. Sauce Gardner out there looking regular sometimes. And the thing about Aaron Rodgers is this is on Aaron Rodgers for this reason. Aaron Rodgers get there in 2023, talking all the things like I'm changing the whole dynamic, bring it to more of a winning mentality. Got it. Gets hurt after what, one play or two play, whatever it was. This offseason, he talks about everybody got to be all in. Commissioner, what did he do? Didn't show up the offseason left. Ain't even show up to the facility. We got to be all in. Where you at? Well, I'm all out. I'm out the country. I'm gone. Don't even call me. But y'all get right. Now the defensive coordinator is the head coach. They got a new offense coordinator who used to be Aaron Rodgers' friend. Aaron Rodgers, what's the word I'm looking for? And he's in the twilight of his career. He ain't in his prime. He in the twilight. Because Aaron Rodgers be looking kind of old. Freddie, let me tell you something, Freddie. Listen to me.
Came in right at the right time.
Listen, if the Jets don't find an identity, his name is Breece Hall. Give him the ball. Why? Because he's young. Because he don't got the he can listen. Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall can eat milk and cookies. Aaron Rodgers got to take antibiotics. He gonna need Epsom salt, all kinds of. Because here's the thing, he's 40. I don't know if he's 41 yet, 40 or 41, right? 41 as a starting quarterback. You don't even hear that. His bones got to be hurting right now, right? Shout out to Gerard Mayo. He was just surprised to get the win as anybody else. That Gonzalez kid that played for New England, he is a lock. Listen, he locks. Ask Devontae Adams what happened with Gonzalez. I think his name was Christian Gonzalez. He locks everybody up you put on him. Give him a number one receiver, you lock him up. But shout out to Gerard Mayo. Let me tell you something. Everybody want to talk about bottom feeders, right? The Jets are a bottom feeder. Titans are a bottom feeder. Panthers are a bottom feeder. Saints are a bottom feeder. Everybody, we looking at these top 10 teams right now, and all of them equal. Now, Gerard Mayo ain't gonna get a quarterback because he drafted 2, and one in the first round, one in the 5th round. But every time Aaron Rodgers runs out, people say the same thing. What the hell are we doing, man? What, like, the best we got is a 41-year-old dude, and I get it. He's a 4-time regular season MVP. He's won a Super Bowl. Man, when Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl, people still listen to CDs, man. For real, like, stop playing on me. Drake wasn't the number 1 rapper in the world. Lil Wayne was. Or, you know what I'm saying? Stop playing, man. Like, we act like this ain't happened a long time ago. Like, when Aaron Rodgers was winning Super Bowl or going to Super Bowl, his hair was still like whatever color it is. Now he done dyed it, he done bleached it, and he was with like Danica Patrick. I don't know who he was with. Some celebrity lady. But if you are, listen, Freddie, you have to root for the Jets just like I have to root for the Titans. And guess what? If that ain't a good look though, because as bad as my Titans is, Titans play the Jets. I don't know, man. That'll be a pick 'em. Because that
somebody he may want to put a comment but didn't leave it.
I'm just saying, the Jets got a lot of stars. They got a lot. If the Jets played the Giants, that would be a pick 'em. I don't know who to pick. I'm just saying. That's right.
All right, well, let's move on from that boring ass Jets team. Let's talk about a more exciting one. The Cardinals at America's team.
Yes.
Miami Dolphins, 28-27 Cardinals. And I just want to say this is where I'm going to go on a little rant. Is as a long-time Dolphins fan, this is going back to the Marino days when I was a kid. This is the prototypical Miami Dolphin season/game that they always do. Sitting there on top, winning the football game, and then at the end, they freaking blow it every time. So here's the thing which baffles me. Mike McDaniels, back in when we were doing great things, was aggressive. I remember one time, I don't remember the exact game, so my apologies, but he called a timeout when there was like 30 seconds left in the half, and it was like either our last or we had one more timeout. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? Like, we're not getting the ball in good field position. Like, what is this guy thinking? And we still ended up actually getting a field goal out of it. I was shocked because he was aggressive. Here you have Tua back. The offense was okay. You couldn't shut down the Cardinals the entire second half. And you have the ball with a 2-point lead with about 3 minutes left, and you get conservative? What sense does this make? None. That's why we're losing football games. Well, not the whole reason, but that's why we lost that football game. We have to be aggressive. And, man, we have the Bills this week. Ugh. Anyway, all right, what you think?
Listen, this is what I saw. Number one, Tua got the memo. He scrambled and he slid. Right? Freddie, like, yes, we are laughing it up. Listen, Freddie, I'm a Titans fan, man. I got to find something to laugh at. Good God. I mean, I'm just saying, have you seen the Titans? It's funny. I asked somebody the other day, I said, man, hey, man, have you seen the Titans? They're like, no. I said, me neither. I ain't seen them either. It's that rough. But the thing about Miami is Miami was the better team, and I do agree. Mike McDaniel started doing what you take your foot off the gas. And I will say this. We talk about young and old, right? It's a young man's game. Marvin Harrison Jr., I don't know what Jalen Ramsey said to you. God, I mean, Jalen is the truth. Marvin Harrison was like, look, man, bruh, you 6'1", 6'2", I'm 6'4". You what, 30, I'm 21. You know, I don't know who your daddy is, but you know who my daddy is. I'm Marvin Harrison Jr. That was a good battle. But the thing about it is, you start feeding Tyreek and you'll stop. You start making and you'll just stop. Look, I like A-Chain. I like Mostert. They're supposed to help balance the passing game, right? I know Tua just got back, but you shouldn't have lost to the Cardinals. Like you just shouldn't have. Because, once again, Kyler Murray is playing better. Let me just say, he's playing better. Kyler Murray can throw the rock, right? But when you let your foot off the gas and when Arizona put their foot on the gas, all right, they're going to just let us back into this game. You get conservative when the game is won. There's no way they can come back and beat you. That's when now you're up by 2. What are we doing? Because now you talk about a Dolphins team that got Tua back, but you're gonna spend the rest of the season trying to get back to 500 and see how many games above 500 you can get, hoping that guys stay healthy. Because Tua did look impressive though, man. I didn't expect him to come out and throw for 350, but 2 things he did: took care of football, took care of himself. That's what I wanted to see. That's what he did. But the Bills are coming. Good Lord. I mean, Josh Allen and company. Tua, you probably should have took another week. But this is the week you're back. Be careful, because this is the team in the game that you got hurt the first time. If you slide like a baseball player. Not how you been sliding. But, hey, man, shout out to Arizona getting the big win. But I think for Miami, they're going to have to figure out real quick. Hey, Mike. And Mike McDaniel look crazy. Going to say we done grew his hair or something. You look crazy. You look like a mad scientist on the sideline, looking crazy. Call plays to push the ball down the field to score points. You're not here to be conservative. Period. Like, hey man, we're gonna be conservative on this series. For what? We got Tyreek. We got A-Chain. Right? We got Mostert. We got Waddle. Man, you got too many players. And here's the thing: do Odell Beckham still play for Miami? Because if he's gonna be there just to be there, come on, bro. Like, I don't want to see no Odell Beckham Jr. training videos with him and Jarvis Landry. I don't care. I hate that stuff. Oh, Ben, did you see him running routes down the field on Sunday? Nope. For what they pay, I want to do what they pay him to do. I don't know what color his hair is. It might be teal, blonde. Play. Get out there, because I'm not going to have – if I'm going to have Odell Beckham just for the sake of having him so he can do what it's like to live in Miami, man, play. Make him a quality control coach. They're not going to pay him to just look pretty on the sideline. It's nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just very frustrating. Not only, would you not – I mean, again, the offense of the Cardinals was all over the field in the second half. And actually, I wanted to say that was the other thing that I was miffed by. They never, in the second half, I felt like I never saw Jalen Ramsey on Marvin Harrison Jr. It was always Kadir Kohu. And I was like, what is going on?
Just follow him. Listen, I don't know. Listen, if you are Jalen Ramsey, whoever the D coordinator is, I'm following the best receiver. What do you mean? Hey, man, let's play within the scheme. The scheme is the best on the best. That's how it goes. He's talking about it.
He started lighting them up. Like, it's just, oh my God. Anyway, all right, let me move on. I'm just gonna just ready to scream. I will say, coming up though this Sunday, and we're gonna talk about it in a minute. I'm a very emotional TV or football watcher, where I'm up, I'm screaming, the shirt's off, flex the muscles. Like sometimes I even feel like I'm about to have a heart attack. I mean, all kind of craziness goes on. This week, I feel like I'm going to watch this one laying down like a depressed little child.
So you think like this?
Because it's it's just I'm just now. I hope they surprise me, but I don't want to see it. Like I feel like it's just going to get ugly, and I'm going to feel horrible. All right, let's move on. Falcons at the Bucks. 31-26 Falcons, which the reason I threw this in there is I just want to say, with all these injuries, Baker Mayfield still doing
Yeah.
And it was a good, decent game. But I will say that I did say to you, because you were calling them out early saying they weren't that good, your boys are actually pretty good out there in the dirty South with them Falcons and Kirk Cousins. What'd you think?
Kyle Pitts broke out, even though that second touchdown was a touchback. I mean, Antoine Winfield, he did knock it out. Like, he did knock it out.
Like, have it back there anyway.
Here's the thing. It's almost like Kyle Pitts just stopped running. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, either the refs are a Falcons fan or some of these refs, the refs do a lot of things in the NFL, get eye exams and glasses. That ain't one of them. They can't see. Standing right in front of them. They can't see. But I do agree. I want to touch on what you said about Baker Mayfield. No Chris Godwin. Right? No Mike Evans. Slinging that thing around. Like, just, hey, look, man, my goal is to go out there and put us in a position that we ain't got a nice little tight end that he be getting the rock to. I think the thing about the Falcons is the Falcons are 4-0 in the NFC South. They've already beaten the Bucks twice. They've already beaten Carolina once. They've already beaten the Saints. So when you talk about bringing in a defense, because the defense for the Falcons is not something I'm used to talking about. I'm used to talking about the offense, and then you have to put 11 guys on defense, like Grady Jarrett. Simmons and those guys and Bates, they've really proved to be the difference. AJ Terrell had a pick. I'm like, what? AJ Terrell got a pick. You know what I'm saying? Bates got a – I think the thing about the defense for the Falcons is they're solid. They ain't great, but they solid, and they find a way to make plays when you need them to. Baker Mayfield kind of scared me at the end. I'm like, oh, God, they coming back. Baker Mayfield about to pull out the stunner. But I think the Falcons, what Raheem Morris has really done is taught those guys, listen, man, just keep playing, man, because all we can control really is obviously how we play on the day we play and win the division. Well, right now, Carolina, they just told Bryce Young he's going to be the starter again, so who knows how that's going to go. The Saints, after the first 2 weeks, they fell off a cliff. I don't know what happened to the Saints, and so it's really going to come down. And like I said, they've already beat the Bucks twice. But this Falcons team, they're going to have to stay the course and hopefully they don't get bit by the injury bug. But let me say this. I think Kirk Cousins got 9 touchdown passes against the Bucks this year. 9. I want to apologize to my favorite cousin Kirk, because I said I'm looking at the first week or so, it didn't look good, especially week 1. Good God. I'm like, what? I was at that game. Look bad. I will say Kirk Cousins he's been lights out, man. I'm not saying he finna be, MVP. Comeback player of the year, maybe. But Kyle Pitts and Drake London and those guys, they find a way to get it done. I don't like this fumbling by our running backs. We had a little dumb play coming out. But I just think that this Falcons team is finding a way to stay, to keep winning. Kind of like Detroit Lions. I'm gonna beat the teams I'm supposed to beat. I'm not gonna have a letdown, and I'm gonna put some distance between me and the second. Because the second place team in the division right now is the Bucks. And they're going to beat them twice. So shout out to Kirk Cousins, Kyle Pitts, National Tight Ends Day. Tight ends, Craig George, Kittle, all over the league. David and Njoku, them tight ends, I think they're kind of like 15 receiving touchdowns. The best day in football, listen, the best day in football is opening day. The best real day of football is National Tight End Day. Didn't have that when I was in the league, but shout out to all them tight ends, starting with first name Kyle, last name Pitts, 2 touchdowns, even though one of them wasn't a touchdown, Kyle.
I know that's got.
Hold on to the rock all the way through the end zone. But because we got refs they can't see, they said touchdown. After further review, touchdown, we'll take it. Falcons with another win. Bucks, Baker Mayfield, very impressive, sir. Very, very impressed with the way he's been playing.
I know it's got to hurt, a whole day aside for your position, and damn, man, I was around. I feel you.
You know what it is?
The offensive coordinators knew what it was too, because they was all over them tight ends all weekend long.
Think about this. If it's National Tight Ends Day and I'm coming in there, the OC say, "Hey man, we got you today." What? We gonna throw it. Travis. You know about George Kittle and Travis Kelce. You we know about the usual suspect. Kyle Pitts lost his mind. I said, boy, you better. Kyle Pitts, I think he got a kid now. See, you play a little different when you got little ones at the house. I see you, Kyle. I see you out there getting in. We'll see.
Yeah, I got him on a few fantasy teams, and I've been sticking with him, and man, that felt good this weekend. That's all I got to say. All right, Ravens at Browns to finish it up. Ooh, Jameson Winston getting some W's 29-24. Pulled it off against Lamar and company. What do you think of this?
Very, very impressed with the Browns. Very, very disgusting when it comes to this Ravens defense. You had a chance to get the game-sealing pick, and you dropped it. But here's the thing. You dropped the pick. Okay, you dropped the pick. The next play, that receiver wasn't open. He was wide open. What type of defense was that? How you get that far? How is it you keep guys in front of you all game, and when the game on the line, this guy, I mean, he's so far behind you. I just think Jameis Winston is one of the best stories in football because of the sound bites before the game. You never know what Jameis Winston gonna say. Jameis Winston says what he thinks. Like, you know how people think stuff and say, don't say that. No, Jameis is gonna say it. Jameis gonna say things like, I said to myself, myself said, huh? I said, are we ready? And we said we ready. So we ready. He went out there and he got it done. Now, are the Browns a better team with Jameis Winston over Deshaun Watson? Of course they are. Did you see Deshaun? I'm not talking about Deshaun getting hurt. But Deshaun Watson out there, their offense wasn't putting up no points. Shout out to David Njoku coming off an injury, getting a big touchdown, right? I just think that but let me tell you what the Ravens didn't do, though. They tried to get cute. The commissioner sends a letter every week to the Ravens that says, give the ball to Derek. What? Here, Ravens. Give the ball to Derek. Sign the commissioner. They say he sends us this every week because he's 250 that can run 22 miles an hour. Don't nobody want to hit him. Not only do you not want to hit him, you can't even catch him in the open field. What you start doing? We got Lamar. Lamar, for the game winner, did the exact same thing. Ran around to one side of the field, threw the ball to the left. So what did he do the last play? Ran around to the right side of it, threw the ball to the left. That's not a play. That's not a play. Not Lamar's fault, but you lost to the Browns. Now, the Ravens, in the Ravens defense, they do this every year. The Ravens will lose to a team they do this like every year, right? They still going to be, one of the top teams at the end. But shout out to Jameis Winston. This is all about Jameis Winston. If you are a part of the Cleveland media, you got to love Jameis Winston. Ain't no such thing as a regular press conference. You can ask Jameis. They showed a video of Jameis and his wife and kids going to some spot in Cleveland to where they put a tray on your car. And instead of Jameis talking about the food, Jameis said, do we get to keep the tray? What? Do we get to keep the tray? The tray with the food on it? I guess. Think about that. Nah, this food good. Ooh, this is a nice tray. Do we get to keep the tray? I guess. Yeah, Jameis. We're going to take the camera away. You get to keep. I'm just saying, Jameis Winston is a media darling. I'm happy that hopefully he'll get to resurrect his career because if you realize last year, Joe Flacco took the Browns to the playoffs. Joe Flacco did. Now Joe Flacco is a starting quarterback for the Colts. So I'm just saying. But shout out to them Browns because they just need something to feel good about. It's the Browns. I mean, they might not win another game the rest of the year. Jameis Winston, them love getting the crowd pumped up. But Jameis Winston bring you up to get you ready to play. You don't know if Jameis Winston going to pray for you or eat a W. You don't know what he going to do. But you do know he going to give you all he got. Shout out to Jameis Winston. This man name is Jameis. That's his name. Jameis. Jameis. Yeah, like Jameis. All right, cool. He got to win against Lamar Jackson, 2-time regular season MVP. I know he did that.
You had to know he was special with a name spelled like that. Indeed. It's just fun to, as you said, to see him resurrect some things. I definitely think it's hilarious, his pregame speeches. Talking about it on him on the field. He puts that ball down the field. I mean, again.
He got a nice one. Listen, whoever that safety was, you saying to yourself, it's like, how do you get that open? Like, But it's the Ravens. They lost this one. They lost the first 2 games of the year. Won like the next 5. Lost on Sunday, but they'll be back. It's just I think Lamar Jackson just growing his hair. He took his helmet off. There's just hair everywhere. Like, boy, put your helmet back on. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, I mean, he's Lamar Jackson. He don't care about what I say. You look like, I don't know, James Brown, Rick James hairstyle. That stuff just everywhere. It's cool though. It's all good. Mind the boy.
Good stuff. All right. Well, we talked about what was. Let's talk about what is. What we're going to watch this week. All right, in the college, I mean, I had to look around, bro. I was like, man, they ain't really much. Now, I will say, now they call it the biggest party in the whatever, Florida versus number 2 Georgia. I mean, that's something we can at least talk about. What do you think? What do you think of this matchup?
Listen, I am happy that Florida is actually playing better going into this game. Both teams had a bye week. I just hope my hope is that Florida is competitive for 4 quarters. Georgia, people gonna say Georgia. They're gonna say Georgia. This is what they're saying. Georgia lost, to Alabama, right? I get it. Kentucky should have beat Georgia. Florida beat up on Kentucky. Mississippi State ended up having a good game against Georgia's defense. Florida obviously beat up on Mississippi State. That ain't got nothing to do with Saturday. That ain't got nothing to do with it. I think this Georgia team showed what happens when they really go back to they go back to the drawing board, they get back to their game plan, get back to what they do. Now, I will say it's a little extra added, oomph, a little extra added like motivation. Trevor Etienne, the brother of Travis Etienne, used to play for Florida. Transferred in the offseason, went to Georgia. They asked him why. He said, "Well, Florida don't got what Georgia got. They don't got what we got here." Would that prove to be moving? That boy might go out there and have 3 touchdowns. Who knows? But I just want to see a good game. I don't want to see it. It's been a little lopsided. Now, the last time Georgia was ranked this high and Florida wasn't. Florida did go in there and beat them. That wasn't 2020. So that's been a while ago. We had Dan Mullen and Kyle Pitts and Kadarius Toney and Kyle Trask. Even though Kyle Pitts got knocked out that game, I just want to see a competitive game. Listen. Commissioner, you said when you watch Buffalo versus America's team, you're going to just sit back on your couch and recline and just go, all right. But and you hope you're surprised. I'm not going to watch it like that, but if it starts getting ugly, I'm going to find something to do. I'm going to go to the mall or go to the movies or do something. I'm not going to watch that. But I do hope Florida is competitive, and DJ Lagway is the best freshman in college football. You don't got to like it. The numbers speak for it. I hope the kid goes out there and just plays out his mind. That doesn't mean he's gonna win, but let me tell you something, George. Y'all do the unthinkable to lose in Florida. Y'all already can't stand me. I can't stand y'all. Y'all don't like me. I don't like y'all. We get it. If y'all lose, I'm talking true. I'm lighting these timelines up. I'm just telling you right now. But I just want to see a competitive game. Just want to see a competitive.
Can't wait to see that one. All right, let's go. I found one that was kind of decent. Louisville at number 11, Clemson. What do you think of this one?
Dabo Swinney has done a really, really good job of bouncing back after week 1. They got embarrassed against Georgia. With Georgia, is ranked number 1 in the country right now. But Clemson is showing why. Look, we're gonna keep pacing the ACC. Right now, it's 2 teams in the ACC right now. It's more than 2, but Miami and Clemson, they look like they're about to have a crash course, in Charlotte, North Carolina for the ACC championship game. But don't look down the road, because you'll find yourself another loss with these Louisville boys, these Cardinals. But I think Clemson sticks to their winning ways, which I got to give credit where credit is due. Dabo Swinney has bounced back very nicely, since week 1. I mean, he is only one of 2 coaches currently coaching that has 2 national championships, one being Kirby Smart, the other being Dabo. Dabo said, put some respect on my name. You don't got to like me, but just respect what I do.
Put some respect on your name, indeed. All right, let's go to the big matchup this week in college. Number 3, Penn State at home against number 4, Ohio State. What do you think?
I want to know, is it real? And I'm talking about Penn State. We see this every year, right? Penn State, they undefeated. James Franklin. Listen, the most bland uniforms you ever gonna see is when Penn State wear all white. They just wear all white with them. They look like practice jerseys. But that's what they wear. They want to wear them. I want to know if Penn State, is are they a contender or you're a pretender? Because we know you're gonna beat teams not named Ohio State. Can you beat Ohio State? And I don't want to hear what Ohio State should have lost to Nebraska. They should have. That ain't gonna do with y'all. Because Commissioner, you said it. Penn State can be beating Ohio State. What is it? 48 minutes or whatever it is. And they can be beaten for 47 minutes and they'll lose in the 48th minute. That's how it usually goes. James Franklin is a good coach, not a great coach. Why? I can't beat Penn State. I mean, that's why I can't beat Ohio State. So I know it's going to be a good game, but if Penn State don't lose, listen, different year, same result. But Coach Ryan Day, you better find a way to beat Penn State because you already can't beat Michigan these days. That's without Harbaugh. You better find a way to beat Penn State. But Coach Franklin kind of looked like the guy from Key and Peele, the one that did the A run, and I think he went to State. They got a little sketch of the guy from Key and Peele actually walking in like he is Coach John Franklin. It's some crazy stuff. But Coach Franklin, it ain't gonna be no laughing matter if you lose to the boys from Columbus. People gonna be saying, same old Penn State. Got them bland uniforms with black cleats and can't beat nobody. Can't beat nobody of importance. But it should be a good game. I am looking forward to it.
I love it. All right, let's go Thursday night in the NFL. Texans at the Jets. Jets lead the series overall 7-3. Last time they played was actually last year. Jets won 30-6. It's actually been 2 in a row. What do you think? Who wins this and why?
No Stephon Diggs. I see towards ACL out for the rest of the year. Texans not losing to the Jets for this reason. Why they keep on giving Jets these primetime games because of Ron Rodgers. Devontae Adams. Listen, it's going to be Devontae Adams, versus Derek Stingley Jr. Ooh. I just think that I'm happy that at least we get to see a good team versus another team. And a good team I'm talking about CJ Stroud, DeMeco Ryans, and company versus the Jets team that I don't want to hear about what they could have been, should have been. They're the Jets. I know you got to spell their name if you root for them, but I've seen what crazy things happen, but to CJ Stroud, and sometimes, like he's mentioned Commission, sometimes they just don't play up to their ability. Sometimes they play down to the competition. If they play down to the competition, no offense to Quentin Williams and Quincy Williams and Sauce Gardner and all these big names, I want to see a good game, but I do think CJ Stroud, he respects Aaron Rodgers. He respects that defense. I got the Texans winning this one, but I think it's going to be better than people give it credit for.
Okay, we'll see. I'm hoping Texans all the way, actually. All right, let's go. America's team, the Miami Dolphins at Buffalo Bills. Dolphins lead the series 62-59-1. We know about the last time. Actually, I just want to say this real quick. We actually have season tickets to the Dolphins, and this week we decided not to go. And it was funny because it was just going to be me and my son. I was like, hey, did you want to go? Or because the last time we were there, we got a taste of that Tua injury. The Bills beat down 31-10. I was like, I just don't want that feeling. I'm actually super glad I didn't go because after all that, and I would have took that L again, I would not be a very happy man. It's been 5 in a row for these Buffalo Bills. Who wins this one and why?
I still got the Bills winning it. I do think Miami's going to make it more competitive. I think they're going to be thinking too much about trying to protect Tua this game because that's a game he got knocked out before. But I'm going to go with what you said, Commissioner. Let me say this. If the Dolphins are aggressive for 4 quarters, they can beat Buffalo. Because here's the thing, right? Buffalo's a good team. They got Josh Allen, They got James Cook, the brother of Dalvin Cook. They got Keon Coleman. They got players all around the field. So what? If you are the Dolphins, you got to say, look, man, at a certain point, we got to get sick of this, right? A lot of us ain't had nothing to do with all these winning 4 in a row or 5 in a row. If I'm a Dolphins player, I'm saying I'm shaking Josh Allen's hand and I'm squeezing a little bit longer. I'm saying, I can't stand you. I am sick of you. I want to, because Josh Allen ain't going nowhere. He's going to be here for like the next 10 years. You want to be able to establish some level of competitiveness. A rivalry cannot be a rivalry until the other side wins. I got to beat you. People used to say Peyton Manning and Tom Brady had a rivalry. No, they didn't. Tom Brady used to be the brakes off of Peyton Manning. Eli, he beat Tom, but he only had to play in the Super Bowl, right? Peyton had to beat him in the AFC Championship game or regular season to get to the Super Bowl. Anyway, if I'm the Dolphins, if I'm Tyreek Hill, I'm saying stuff in a joking way, but I mean, oh man, we just hope to be on the same field with them. I don't like none of them. I'm going at those dudes. And why not? Like, empty the playbook, man, because sometimes as a team, as an organization, as a franchise, I want to say, man, remember that time we beat Buffalo? Well, who knows? One win could swing this thing in a whole different direction. Now y'all can start a winning streak. So for me, I'm always looking for a Dolphins team to go out there and beat a Bills team. Bills got an incredible fan base. So what? Josh Allen is always going to be in the MVP conversation. So what? Who cares? Go out there and get a big win, the Dolphins, not because, listen, don't do it for me. Do it for the commissioner. Do it for yourself. Do it for your franchise. Do it for your freaking mentality. Because until you beat them, man, please, you got to get sick of these Bills teams. Shout out to them. Shout out to two of them, man. Back out there on the field. It's good to see them back out.
Yeah, man. All I have to say is the playoffs begin this week for this Dolphin team. When you lose this game, especially in the AFC East, another L, not going to be good for your playoff chances. Let's go Broncos at Ravens. Ravens lead the series 10-6. Last time they played was in 2022. Ravens won 10-9. They've actually won 3 in a row in this rivalry. And a surprising, decent Broncos team going against this, like you mentioned, Ravens team, very soft defense. What do you think of the matchup?
I do like the Ravens getting back to I got them getting a big win, but the Denver Broncos ain't gonna go quiet until the night. I know the Ravens just traded. I want to say for Deontay Johnson coming over from the Panthers. Mm-hmm. It's very simple to me when it comes to the Ravens. Hand the ball to Derrick Henry. Play action pass to get to the Flowers, Howard Johnson. You took Bateman. You talk about Andrews. You got players all over the freaking field. Here's the thing that no one wants to say: the Ravens defense is average. We just expect the Ravens defense to be good. They don't do nothing special. Now, if the Ravens is up by 2 or 3 touchdowns, they look like world beaters. But if they got to actually make a play to win the game, well, ask the Browns how that went. So while I do know that Bo Nix and company, Sean Payton, who got the longest play calls in the world, it takes 45 minutes to call one play for freaking Sean Payton. And listen, let me say this though. Shout out to J.C. Horn for talking trash to Sean Payton after Sean Payton and company just beat them for running the fake field goal. Let me tell you something. I love passion. J.C. Horn said, "Man, what you doing that for, bro? What? That's how you feel? You know we can't beat y'all, right? What you running fake? You talking about you don't like that? You do better. Stop it. Man, Sean Payton, you ain't have to do all that. It's the freaking Panthers. Really? Oh, and there's this video going around, not to get off the subject. They got all these quarterbacks. They got like Josh Allen, like Dak Prescott and Jaden Daniels. They got Kyler Murray on there, but Kyler Murray is a little person. He's a little person in the cartoon. Listen, love my little people, by the way. I'm not making I'm just saying I thought it was funny how they did it to Kyler, but y'all should check it out if you get a chance to look at it. Great content if you got a chance. But to get back to Denver and Baltimore, if Baltimore just plays Baltimore football, run the football, let Lamar be Lamar, defense don't do nothing stupid, they should beat Denver. But Sean Payton said, "Hey man, if Jameis Winston can beat y'all, I think even though he's a rookie, I think Bo Nix and company got something for y'all. Looking forward to seeing Patrick Surtain versus like a Zay Flowers or Deontay Johnson or Jason Bateman. Because when it comes to he's a big time cornerback on a subpar team, but Patrick Surtain Jr., that boy that can hoop. He's nice."
Yeah, indeed, very nice indeed. The Broncos defense really good. So this is going to be a fun matchup. I like it. Let's go to a great matchup in a great division. Lions at Packers. Packers lead overall 106-76-7. They split last year, 29-22 Packers, 34-20 Lions. All right, what do you think? Who wins this and why?
Oh, Malik Willis is going to be starting. I think Jordan Love is going to be. Now, Jordan Love that came out and said this week, Commish, he did say that it's still a high possibility he could play without practicing. I don't know how much I would trust that. You want to go up against a Detroit Lions defense that's going with Anzalone and all those guys coming at you, and you ain't practiced. We'll see how that goes. But Malik Willis will be a nice fill-in. Jared Goff and Detroit Lions, man, they're on a crash course to get back to the NFC Championship game and head straight to the Super Bowl. I like what Jordan Love and what now Malik Willis and the Packers are doing. I just think that Detroit right now, they play a different level of football. Coach Campbell even said it. Listen, it doesn't matter who you play. We'll play in the parking lot. We'll play you in the garage. We'll play you on a dirt field. We'll play you on a dirt road. Detroit, hard-nosed football team. They ain't cute. They're going to beat you up. Basically, Detroit going to show up to the fight. And you're going to say, why that dude holding his mouth like that? He going to spit blood. I already got blood in my – I'm going to put blood in your mouth. I already got blood in my – give me – good game now because I like the fact that this division is setting up to be one of the better ones with Minnesota, talking about Detroit. You know, you talk about what the Packers are doing, right? Sorry, Chicago. I mean, y'all doing good, but I don't think y'all win the division. I got Detroit winning the Packers, but I do think Malik Willis and company on offense going to have a nice showing. Shout out to Robert Seeley, former coach of the Jets, who is now helping out as an offensive assistant with Coach LaFleur up there, you know, with Green Bay. I mean, he's still getting money from the Jets. He's still getting his checks. He just ain't coaching the Jets, Jets, because he was a problem. But they've lost 2 games since he got fired. Can't blame it on him no more.
Indeed. Can't blame it at all. All right, let's go to the Monday Night Delight. Bucks at Chiefs. Bucks lead the series 8-7. Last time they played was in 2022. The Chiefs won 41-21. Should be a fun matchup. You know, the Bucks having injury woes, but same with the Chiefs. So, but they remain undefeated. Should be a good matchup. What do you think wins and why?
I don't know why can't nobody beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs 7-0 right now. Can't nobody beat them. You know, you start talking about DeAndre Hopkins. He's a Chief. DeAndre Hopkins left Nashville to go to Kansas City. You talk about life just looking up. Mm-hmm. You know, Xavier Worthy. And the thing about Patrick Mahomes, once again, Patrick Mahomes ain't putting them MVP type numbers, but he still might be the MVP because they undefeated. Ain't nobody beat him. Kareem Hunt, he back over there with the Chiefs again. The Chiefs just win, man. They make you sick. The Chiefs just win. They don't care. They'll win 10-9, 12-6. They don't care. Travis Kelce in movies now. I done see Travis Kelce doing movies. Listen, Travis Kelce's jersey done sold out. You know what I'm saying? Taylor Swift done boosting that boy resume like, you know what I'm saying? Like Shannon Sharp on First Take. He just going crazy. I ain't mad at none of them, but I do think the Bucs gonna be competitive because I just think that Baker Mayfield just said, "Look, man, I ain't even got 2 notable receivers. We still gonna be competitive." Now the Falcons definitely ain't Kansas City, even though the Falcons should have beat Kansas City. They only gave them 22 points. That's another. I'm gonna let that go. Kansas City beat my Falcons. They shouldn't have beat them, but they did. I say Kansas City gets another win, Commissioner, because I say Kansas City said, "Look, we're gonna lose this year. I just don't see it being the Bucs. The Bucs don't got enough players to beat us right now. If you had Chris Godwin, if you had Mike Evans, if you had a healthy team, maybe you got too many injuries. I think Kansas City gonna get up by like double digits, and the game is over. I think Kansas City competitive, but I think Kansas City wins this easy.
Easy. Yeah, I don't. Again, it surprised me last week how competitive the Bucs were, and Baker Mayfield's still slinging that rock around the field. So, pretty impressive. I'm hoping at least it's a decent game. Feel like it's not going to be quite that Bucs Ravens matchup that was so good. Because of the injury, of course, and no Mike Evans, but I think it'll be, like you said, it'll be a competitive game. I think it'll be a good one. I hope anyway. All right, I'm gonna head out for the night right before we close. Don't forget, you can check us out Friday night at the Friday Night Delight going on TSS Fantasy. We're gonna break down all the Week 9 action, give you some best starts and sits to go on. So make sure you check us out. Indeed. All right.
Was that Jada Daniels and brother Kirk Cousins? And who was the other one? Oh man, Jalen. Oh my. Oh, they got Jalen showing off taco meat. Okay. Okay. Look at Kurt. Okay.
The AI does some fun things. That's all I can say. All right. Well, listen, I'm going to head out. It's Ben's time, though. As we close the show, it's time for the Skadoop of the week. I'll see you next week. Happy Halloween, everyone.
He's got Ben Troop at the 15, at the 10, hurdles the man, spins to the 5. Oh my, still on his feet, still pounding to the goal line. He's going to score.
My lovely people, number one, I appreciate you guys, you know what I'm saying, spending some time with me for the latest episode of No Weathers in the Fall. But I want to talk about something that's going around the NFL. Anthony Richardson gets benched, you know, by the Colts for Joe Flacco. Bryce Young just came off the bench from getting benched, you know, from Andy Dalton. They're talking about all these 20-some-year-olds that's getting benched. It's not their fault for this reason. It used to be a time the way you get drafted in the first round as a quarterback, you get to sit for a year, sometimes 2 years. Bryce Young, you talking about Jordan Love, you're talking about a guy like Aaron Rodgers, they sat for 3 years. I mean, I want to say Phillip Rivers sat for 2 years. Why is that important? If you want your franchise quarterback to be ready, you got to give him time. If you throw him out there on a bad team, he's going to look bad on a bad team. If you give him time, he might look like a quarterback. I'm not saying that you got to give him all the time in the world. I am saying you got to give him some time. Everybody's laughing at guys like Bryce Young. Everybody's laughing at guys like Anthony Richardson. Just ask yourself this. Could you do what they do? The answer is no. Are you making what they make? The answer is no. I will be watching both of those gentlemen. But guess what? Do me a favor. If you do nothing else, you better make sure you like, share, and subscribe. This is No Weathers in the Fall. I am Ben Troop. He was the commissioner. It's all love. We out here.